Practical question 40. Practical question 41. The board of directors of a company in the private sector proposed to donate during the current year rupees 1 lakh to a school run exclusively for the benefit of employees. Advise the board of directors about their powers in respect of the above, expanding the relevant provisions for the Companies Act 2013. હવે આમાં શું છે કે as per section 181 of the Companies Act, without the prior consent of the members in the general meeting, the board shall not contribute to bona fide charitable and other funds if the amounts contributed in a financial year will exceed 5% of average net profits during immediately preceding 5 financial years. Any contribution made by a company shall amount to charity only if it has been, in the given case, donation of rupees 1 lakh to a school run exclusively for the benefit of employees, amounts to welfare expense for the employees by which the employees are likely to receive benefits. By making such donation, the company has not made any charity. The facilities in the school cannot be used by any member of the public, but only by the employees of the company. Such donation may be equated to a staff welfare. As such, the donation of rupees 1 lakh is outside the purview of charitable contribution, and so the provisions of section 181 of the Companies Act 2013 are not at all attractive. Therefore, donation of rupees 1 lakh to school established exclusively for the benefit of employees is within the powers of the board, and approval of the members in general meeting is not required. मतलब चैरिटेबल છે જ નહીં તો તમે ડોનેશન કરી શકો એ પેલામાં નહીં ગણાશે ડોનેશન તરીકે નહીં ગણાશે. Mrs. Joy Industries Limited earned net profit for last 3 years as under 30, 40, and 50. During the financial year 22-23, the board of directors of the company uh, contributed to a charitable fund rupees 1.25 crore in July 2022. Again in January 2023, the board of directors passed a resolution to contribute to another charitable fund rupees 1 crore. Decide the validity section okay 5%. In the above case, the average net profit of Messrs. Jai Shankar for the immediately preceding 3 financial years is rupees 40 crores. मतलब कैसे होगा 30 plus 40 divided by 50 मतलब 70 plus 120 divided by 3 is equals to 40 crores होगा इसका last 3 years का net profit. Therefore, the board can contribute up to rupees 2 crores, being 5% of 40 crores without obtaining the prior approval of the company in general meeting. So the contribution of rupees 1.25 crores in July 2022 can be made by the board without any prior approval of members. However, the contribution of rupees 1 crore done in January 2023 shall require the prior approval of members by way of an ordinary resolution, as the total contribution made to a charitable funds is rupees 2.25 crore, which exceeds rupees 2 crore. 2 crore થી વધારે થઈ ગયું એટલે એ લોકોને પેલું જોઈ શકે એટલે એ લોકોને જનરલ મિટિંગમાં ઓવર પાસ કરવો પડશે. Answer the following cases. State with reference to the provisions of the Companies Act 2013 whether the following companies can make donations to political parties on 1st November 2022, and if so, the conditions to be completed within in this regard. ABCD Limited, a government company registered in 1995, wants to donate a sum of rupees 10 lakhs. Since ABCD Limited is a government company, it cannot make any political contribution. Government company political contribution नहीं कर सकता. EFG Limited, a public company registered in 2013, wishes to contribute a sum of rupees 5 lakhs. EFG Limited is a public company registered and therefore it has been in existence for a period of more than 3 financial years. Thus, it can make a political contribution of rupees 5 lakhs or any amount without any limit, provided that it satisfies all the conditions prescribed about. A resolution shall be passed at the board meeting authorizing the contribution. That is, circular resolution is not allowed, or the contribution should be made by account pay check drawn on a account pay bank draft by using ECS, also any instrument issued pursuant to any scheme notified under any law for the time being in force for contribution to the political parties. આ બધી conditions fulfill કરી હોય તો પછી એ કરી શકશે. RST Limited, a company incorporated in the year 2019, decides to contribute a sum of rupees rupees 3 lakhs. Since RSL has been in existence for more than 3 financial years, that is 2020, 2021 and 21-22, it can make a political contribution of rupees 3 lakhs or any amount without any limit if it satisfies all the conditions of section 182. And છેલ્લું શું છે? Rama Limited wants to make a political contribution of rupees 2000 in cash. Cash nahi chalse. Political contribution cannot be made in cash. It can only be made by the mode specified in section 182. Thus, Rama Limited cannot make political contribution of rupees 2000 in cash. Practical question 44. So, Sunrise Industries Limited has paid rupees 1 lakh to a political party as its contribution to fight elections. Can it do so under the provisions of the Companies Act 2013? Will it make any difference if the company has advertised its product in the monthly magazine? Now, political contribution includes the amount of expenditure incurred directly or indirectly by company to on an advertisement in any publication, being in the nature of a souvenir, brochure, tract, pamphlet, or the like, where such publication is by or on behalf of a political party, or where such publication is not by or on behalf of a political but for the advantage of a political party. Thus, it will not make any difference if the company advertises its product in a monthly magazine published by the political party, because any such advertising is also considered a political contribution. એટલું એ બી જે બી કર્યું હોય તે બી political contribution માં ગણાઈ જશે. Now, XYZ Limited was incorporated on 1st January 2016. On 1st November 2018, a political party approaches the company for a contribution of rupees 10 lakhs for the political purpose. Advice in respect of the following. Is the company legally authorized to give the political contribution? Will it make any difference if the company was in existence on 1st October 2015? Can the company be penalized for defense as per as per section? Any company can make political contribution except a government company or a company which has been in existence for less than 3 financial years. Since XYZ Limited has been in existence for less than 3 financial years, it is not legally authorized to give political contribution of rupees 10 lakhs as on 1st November 2018. मतलब એનો 3 વર્ષ પૂરા થઈ જાય એટલે નહીં કરશે. Will it make any difference if the company was in existence on 1st October 2015? If the company was in existence of 1st October, it can make a political contribution of rupees 10 lakh on 1st November 2018, as it would have been in existence for 3 financial years for more than or more, that is 2015-16, 16-17, 17-18. However, a resolution shall be passed at a board meeting authorizing the contribution, that is circular resolution cannot be passed. And a punishment, so the company shall be punishable with fine up to 5 times the amount of contribution so made. Every defaulting officer shall be punishable with imprisonment up to 6 months and with a fine up to 5 times the amount of contribution so made. Practical question 46. The balance sheet of RML Limited contains the following information about its financial position as on 31st March 2023. 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 100 each, 100 each, 10 crores. Reserves and surplus, which includes a revaluation reserve of rupees 2 crores, revaluation reserve of rupees 2 crores, 12 crores. Credit balance in profit and loss account 2 crores. Secured loan from a nationalized bank 8 crore. Net profit for the last 3 years were 31 2020 में 1.2 करोड़, 31/3/21 पर 1.5 करोड़, 31/3/22 पर 1.80 crore. The board decides to borrow an additional sum of rupees 10 crores for the expansion. Decide whether the company is eligible to borrow the additional funds and the limit thereof. The board also decided to make a donation to 2 major political parties totaling 10 lakh. Comment on the same. હવે પહેલું તો 180 subsection 1C લાગશે. In the given case, the aggregate of paid up share capital, free reserve and securities premium account for RML comes to rupees 22 crores. કઈ amount લીધી? 10 crore paid up વાળી લીધી, reserves and surplus 2 crore and credit balance 2 crore લઈ લીધું. It must be noted that value of revaluation reserve is not included in the free reserve. मतलब આ 12 માંથી પેલું છે 2, આ 12 કરોડ માંથી જે 2 કરોડ રિવેલ્યુશન રિઝર્વ નું હતું તે નહીં આવશે ફ્રી રિઝર્વ માં, કેમ કે એ ફ્રી રિઝર્વ્સ નથી. તો હવે ઇટ મસ્ટ બી નોટેડ, તો 22 કરોડ નું આપણી પાસે ફ્રી રિઝર્વ છે. હવે આપણને કેટલું કરવું છે? 10 કરોડ વધારે કરવું છે. ઓલરેડી આપણી પાસે 8 કરોડ હતું, તો આપણે 23 કરોડ 22 કરોડ સુધીનું તો કરી શકીએ. Now assuming that the existing secured loan of rupees 8 crore is not a temporary loan, bankers in the ordinary RMO can borrow an amount of rupees 14 crores on long-term basis without requiring any consent. In case it wants to borrow in excess, prior approval is required. તો આમાં તો એવું કઈ છે જ નહીં, આપણે તો 10 કરોડ જ કરવાના છે એટલે ચાલશે. The board also decided to make a donation to 2 major political parties. હવે આ છેલ્લા 3 વર્ષનું આપણે પેલું કરવું પડશે. As per section, any company can make except the governor. However, a resolution should be passed at a board meeting authorizing the contribution, that is circular cannot be passed. Further, as per political contribution can be made of any amount, that is without any limit. Political contribution કરવું હોય તો કોઈ બી લિમિટ વગર કરી શકાય. Question 47. ABC Limited, non-government company, was incorporated on 1st January 2022. Till what date ABC Limited cannot make any political contribution? 3 વર્ષ સુધી બનાઈ શકે. So 1st January 2025, it will complete its 3rd financial year as on 31st March 2025. Therefore, it can make political contribution on or after 1st April 2025. Practical question 48. XYZ Limited, non-government company, was incorporated on 31st December 2021. Till what date XYZ Limited cannot make any political contribution? આવા financial year છે એટલે આમાં એક વર્ષ હજુ આગળ ચાલુ છે, 3 વર્ષ એટલે એનું financial year 31st March 2024 માં પતશે. સો એમાં ઇન્ટરેસ્ટિંગ પોઈન્ટ છે કે as per government company which has in existence for less than 3 years, for 3 financial years like that. As per section 2 subsection 41 of the Companies Act, financial year means the period ending on 31st day of March every year, and when a company is incorporated on or after 1st day of January of a year, the period ending on 31st day of March of the following year. In the given case, the first financial year of the company shall end on 31st March 2022. Accordingly, it will complete its 3rd financial year as on 31st March 2024. Therefore, it can make a political contribution on or after 1st April 2024. 3 વર્ષ થઈ ગયા 2021 થી પેલું જો 31st ડિસેમ્બર થી પછી હોય 1st જાન્યુઆરી પછીનું ડેટ હોય તો પછી આપણે એ રીતે પેલું 15 મહિનાના હિસાબે ગણવું પડશે. Practical question 49. The Articles of Association of Messrs DEF Limited, non-government companies, restricts the company to contribute to National Defence Fund in any financial year for a sum not exceeding rupees 5 lakh. The articles are silent about the contribution are silent about the contribution to bona fide charitable fund and to a political party. The company earned net profits during the last 5 financial years as under 45, 25, and 20. Board of Directors proposes to contribute in July 2019 for the first time during the financial year 29-20 rupees 7 lakh to National Defence Fund, rupees 3 lakh to bona fide charitable, rupees 5 lakh to a political party. The appropriate approving authority, quantum of contribution that can be made, the mode of payment of such contribution, rupees 7 lakhs. The board, any person or authority existing the powers of board on the general meeting should be exercised by board, and any person or authority. The contribution can be made by any mode through cash or through banking channels. Further, provision of section 183 override MOA or any other instruments relating to the company. Thus, Messrs DEF Limited can make a contribution of rupees 7 lakhs to NDF irrespective of the maximum limit of rupees 5 lakh provided in the articles of association. જેટલું કરવું હોય તેટલું કરો, બધું ઓવરરાઇડ કરી દેશે. આ પ્રોવિઝન એવો છે કે બધું ઓવરરાઇડ કરશે સેક્શન 183 માં નેશનલ ડિફેન્સ ફંડ વાળું. Rupees 3 lakh to a bona fide charitable fund. Section 181 provides if the amount of contribution exceeds 5% of the average net profits for the immediately preceding 3 financial year, then prior approval of the company in general meeting, that is ordinary over pass karvu padse. In the given case, average net profit is rupees 30 lakhs, that is 45 plus 20 plus 25 plus 20 divided by 3, that is 30 lakhs, and 5% of average net profit shall be rupees 1.5 lakh. Since DEF Limited wishes to make a contribution of rupees 3 lakhs, which is more than 5% of average profit, it will need to take approval of members by way of ordinary resolution. આવે છે 1.5 લાખ, આપણે કરી છે 3 લાખ, તો ભાઈ ઉવાર લઈને કર ચાલશે. The company can make a contribution of rupees, or even after taking approval of members by means of order, the contribution can be made by any mode, that is through cash or through banking channels. Or political party માં account pay check, account pay bank draft, and by using electronic clearing system through any instrument. અને આમાં બી કોઈ એવું restriction નથી. As per section, any company can make any except a company which has been in existence for less than 3 financial years. Since DF Limited is a non-government company and has been in existence for 3 financial years or more, it can make a political contribution. However, a resolution shall be passed at a board meeting authorizing the contribution. Further, as per section 182, a political contribution can be made of any amount, that is without an limit. Thus, DF Limited can make a political contribution of rupees 5 lakhs or even more after passing a board resolution at a board meeting. Then, practical question 50. X Limited entered into a contract with M and Company Limited for purchase of raw materials of rupees 2,50,000 at the prevailing market rate. The director of X Limited, Mr. B, was holding shares of the value of 1% of the paid up capital of M and Company Limited. Another director of X Limited, Mr. C, was holding shares of the value of 1.5% of the paid up capital of M and Company Limited. Mr. B at the beginning of the year gave a general notice to X Limited that he was interested in M and Company Limited. Mr. B claims that he had given notice to X Limited as required in the Companies Act, and that his holding being only 1% is within the limit under Companies Act. Nahi chalsa. As per section 184, every director shall disclose his concern in interest body, corporate, firm, or association of individuals at the beginning of every year. This is commonly referred as giving general notice in relation to disclosure. Section 184 subsection 2 is applicable where a director of a company is anyway, whether directly or indirectly, concerned or interested in a contract or arrangement, or proposed contract or arrangement entered into by the country with a body corporate in such a director or such director in association with any other director holds more than 2% shareholding of that body corporate, or such director is a promoter, manager, or CFO with a firm or other entity in which such director is a partner, owner, or a member. If a director of the company is interested in a contract or a covered under section, then every such director of the company shall disclose the nature of his concern or interest at the meeting of the board in which the contract or arrangement is first discussed, and the interested director shall not participate in such a meeting. In the given case, X Limited has entered into a contract with M and Company Limited in which two directors of X Limited, namely Mr. B and Mr. C's combined holding is 2.5%. Thus, it clearly falls within the scope of section 184 subsection 2. Hence, both Mr. B and Mr. C should have made disclosure as per section 184 subsection 2 at the board meeting in which the contract or arrangement was first discussed. The contention of Mr. B that a general notice was already given to the company and therefore no disclosure is required as per section 184 subsection 2 is not valid. General disclosure नहीं चला हमारे by section 184 subsection 2 માં specific disclosure જોઈ છે કે contract અને arrangement માં તમારો કેટલો ભાગ છે. Now, practical question 51. Company Y entered into a contract with Company Z with a paid up share capital rupees 50 lakh, in which a director of a company Y is holding equity shares of the nominal value of rupees 50,000 The director did not disclose his interest at the board meeting under section 184 of the company. Is the director liable for his act? With a firm or any other, in the given case, director of a company is holding only 1% of shareholding of company Z. Thus, if a contract is entered by between Y and Z company, no disclosure of nature of concern or interest is required to be disclosed by the director of company Y, since his shareholding is not more than 2% in company Z, and hence section 184 subsection 2 is not applicable. Therefore, the concerned director is not liable for punishment for such non-disclosure. However, the director of company Y shall be required to give disclosure of his concern or interest as per section 184 subsection 1. 184 subsection 1 तो आपको ही पड़ा है, भले 184 subsection 2 में specific disclosure नहीं आ, पर 1 तो आपको ही पड़ सके कोई माँ के वहाँ interested है तो. Practical question 52. Following transaction is made by a public company. Public company transaction करते करेगा. You are required to examine whether this transaction can be termed as loan to directors. Sale of company's flat to a director at prevailing market price, out of which the director pays 50% immediately and the contracts to pay balance amount in 10 equal installments. As per section 185 subsection, no company shall directly or indirectly advance any loans, including any loan represented by a book debt to a director. As per the decision Freddie Ardeshir Mehta versus Union Bank, a loan is an advance of money upon the understanding that it shall be returned back within a certain time period. Loan may or may not carry interest. Where a company sells a flat to one of its directors and receives half of the price in cash and agrees to receive the balance in installments, the transaction amounts to credit sale. It does not amount to loan, as there is no advance of money from company to its director. Further it is even not an indirect loan, because the director is not receiving any money through the agency or agency of intermediaries over here. A state transaction also does not amount to advancing loan represented by a book debt, as the debt did not arise out of an advance given by company to its director. The debt over here arises due to a credit sale of a flat to the director. Thus, sale of a flat by a company to a director shall be held to be a credit sale and neither a loan nor a loan represented by a book debt. A book debt નથી અને લોન given બી નથી એવું ગણાશે. Now, practical question 53. ASP Limited, a listed company, secured residential accommodation for the use of its managing director by entering into a lease agreement with the landlord. As per the terms of the agreement, ASP Limited deposited sum of rupees 1 lakh as rental advance with landlord. Referring to the provisions of the Companies Act, as per section 1, no company shall directly book debt or give any guarantee. A director of a company or which is its holding, a relative of any such director, a partner of any such director, or a firm in which such director or relative is a partner. In the given case, ASP Limited secured residential accommodation for the use of its managing director by entering into a lease agreement with the landlord and deposited a sum of rupees 10 lakhs as rental advances with the landlord. So no advance of money directly or indirectly has happened from the company to its director. The company has entered into the lease agreement and not the director. Thus, the disposal of the said accommodation is at the company's discretion. Hence, the said deposit amount cannot be considered as loan given to the managing director. આમાં સિક્યોરિટી ડિપોઝિટ આપે છે તો એ પેલાને લોન નથી આપતી, પણ એ કંપની પોતાની રીતે એક લીઝ એગ્રીમેન્ટમાં એન્ટર કરે છે તો એ લોન તરીકે નહીં ગણાશે. Practical question 54. In the light of the conditions laid down under the Companies Act, examine the legality of the following transactions. A loan to a firm in which the director of the company is a partner. As per section 184, a loan to a firm in which the director of the company is a partner. A director કોને કોને નહીં અપાય without with કોને કોને નહીં અપાય, a director of a company or of a company which is its holding company, or a relative of any such director, or a partner of any such director, or a firm in which such director or relative is a partner. Thus, giving a loan to a firm in which the director of the company is a partner is prohibited as per section 185, and hence in the given case, transaction will be considered to be entered in contravention of section 185. આ તો prohibited છે, પહેલા ચાર તો prohibited છે, આ જે ચાર છે તે prohibited જ છે, કરી જ નહીં શકે. Now, practical question 55. Following transaction is made by a public company. You are required to examine whether its transaction can be termed as a loan to directors under the Companies Act. A salary advance of rupees 5,000 to an employee who is the wife of the managing director of the company. A salary advance of rupees 5,000 to an employee who is the wife of the managing director. Okay, now the wife, especially no company shall directly or including any loans. Now the wife of the managing director is an employee of the company and she has been given a salary advance, but it won't be considered as giving a loan. Any loan if the advance has been given in accordance with the general policy of the company applicable to the employees. The amount of advance salary is in proportion to the salary of the wife of the managing director. The said advance salary shall be adjusted within a reasonable time against the future salary of the wife of the managing director. Thus, a salary advance of rupees 5,000 to an employee who is the wife of the managing director of the company cannot be termed as giving loan directly or indirectly to the director if the advance salary has been given in above mentioned circumstances. Hence, it will not be considered as contravention section 185. એટલે એમાં એવું કહે છે કે જનરલ પોલિસીમાં આપ્યો હોય કાં તો પછી એમાં એવું હોય કે proportionately તમારી જેટલી salary છે તેના જ હિસાબે તમને advance આપ્યો છે, કાં તો the said advance salary should be adjusted within a reasonable time against the future salary. Future salary આવશે તો એને adjust કરી દેશે તો એ વસ્તુ ચાલશે. Now, practical question 56. Mr. Oki is a director of VRS Limited. He intends to construct a residential building for his own use. The cost of construction is estimated at rupees 1.35 crores, which Mr. OK proposes to finance partly from his own sources to the tune of rupees 60 lakhs and the balance rupees 75 lakh from the housing loan to be obtained from a housing finance company. For the purpose of obtaining the loan, he has approached the housing finance company, which has in principle agreed to grant the loan but has put a condition. The condition put by the housing finance company is that the company VRS Limited, of which Mr. OK is a director, should provide a guarantee for repayment of the loan and interest as per the terms proposed agreement for granting the loan to Mr. OK. You are required to advise Mr. OK on the matter with reference to the provisions of the Companies Act. A director and any relative of any such proper partner. Thus, Section 185 clearly prohibits giving any loan or providing any guarantee or security in connection with any loan taken by the person specified in point 1 to 4 above. So, in the given case, VRS Limited cannot give guarantee in respect of a loan advance to Mr. OK, a director of VRS Limited, by a housing finance company. Any such guarantee given shall be considered to be in contravention of Section 185. Practical question 57. Mr. X is a director of several companies. Okay, he has approached the following companies in which he is a director for financial help to start his own personal business: Expandable Industries Limited, Expensive Gadgets Private Limited, Easy Finance Limited. The first named company has agreed to grant a loan of rupees 50 lakhs. The second company also offered another loan of rupees 50 lakhs. The third company has agreed to provide a guarantee for the repayment of loan sanctioned to Mr. X by a private bank to the tune of rupees 1 crore. Advise Mr. X about the legal provisions. Several companies has approached the following in which he is a director for financial help. Okay. As per Section 185, no company shall directly or indirectly. However, as per Section 185 subsection, the provisions of 185 shall not apply in the following cases: where any loan is given to a managing director as a part of conditions, whether any loan, okay, other provision shall not. Thus, it can be concluded in the above case, Expandable Industries Limited can grant a loan of rupees 50 lakhs to Mr. X if they satisfy either the conditions of case 1 or 2 in case Mr. X is a managing director or a full-time, or if Mr. X is not a managing or full-time director, then they can grant such a loan only if case 3 is applicable. Okay, case 1 is where any loan is given to managing or full-time as a part of the conditions of service extended by, where any loan is given to managing or full-time director pursuant to any scheme approved, where a company in the ordinary course of its business provides loans or gives guarantees or securities for the due repayment of any loan, and in respect of such loans, any interest is charged at a rate not less than the rate prevailing of yield 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years. Government security closest to the tenor. Section 1 shall not apply to the private company in whose share capital no other body corporate has invested any money if the borrowings of such twice is paid up share capital of 50 crore, whichever is less, and such company has no default or it has not committed default in filing. Expensive Gadgets Private Limited is a private company. So if it satisfies all the conditions mentioned in case 4, it can grant loan to Mr. X, or if they satisfy either the conditions of case 1 or 2 in case Mr. X is a managing or full-time director. If Mr. X is not a managing or a holder, then they can grant such a loan only if case 3 is applicable. Easy Finance can provide guarantee for the repayment of loan sanctioned to Mr. X by a private bank if it satisfies the condition in case 3. This was a nice question કે કઈ conditions માં કયો loan આપવાની કે નહીં આપવાની. Practical question 58. Can a holding company advance any loan to its wholly owned subsidiary? What are the relevant provisions of the Companies Act 2013 with regard to granting of loans by holding company to its wholly owned subsidiary company? Mention the penalties of the contravention. As per Section 185, no company shall directly, however, as per Section 1, a holding company is allowed to grant any loan to its wholly owned subsidiary company provided such loan is utilized by such subsidiary company for its principal business activities. The penalty such 5 lakh, which may extend to rupees 25 lakh company માટે every defaulting officer, imprisonment up to 6 months, or a fine of rupees 5 lakhs, which may extend to rupees 25 lakhs. The director or the other person to whom any loan is advanced or guarantee or security is given in connection with any loan taken by him or the other person shall be punishable with imprisonment up to 6 months or a fine of rupees 5 lakhs, which may extend to rupees 25 lakhs, or both. Practical question 59. Queen Construction Limited acquired 60% of the equity paid up share capital of ABC Limited. Queen Constructions Limited has planned to expand its operation for which additional fund is required. The board of directors decided to avail additional exposure of rupees 10 crores from the bank. The following authorized issue paid up okay revaluation reserve general open credit facility. ABC Limited approached Queen Construction Limited to grant loan of rupees 25 lakhs and stand as a guarantor for repayment of a loan of rupees 10 lakhs to be sanctioned by a bank. The two loans, 25 lakhs and 10 lakhs, will be utilized by ABC Limited for its principal activities. You being the financial aid about the procedure to be availed for additional exposure of rupees 10 crores from the bank, also evaluate whether the loan guarantee, પહેલા તો borrowings 180 subsection 1C આપણે કઈ કઈ વસ્તુ લેવી પડશે પેડ અપ શેર કેપિટલ રિવોલ્યુશન રિઝર્વ અહીં આવશે જનરલ રિઝર્વ આવી જશે આ આવી જશે એટલે પેડ અપ કેપિટલ ફ્રી રિઝર્વ્સ એન્ડ સિક્યુરિટીઝ પ્રીમિયમ તો નીલ છે એટલે 23 કરોડ વાળું આવી ગયું હવે એમાંથી પેલાને તો કેલ્ક્યુલેટ નહીં કરવું પડશે loan obtained અને 16 crores. So the amount already borrowed by the company 16 crores, that is loan obtained. Higher purchase 23 crore સુધી આપણે કેટલી 10 કરોડની લોન લેવી છે ને higher purchase agreement for acquiring a being hence not time plus long term borrowing from bank and the parties rupees 15 crore. Open cash for working is not considered. Now in the given case, the amount already borrowed rupees 60 plus the amount to be borrowed rupees 10 crore, that is rupees 26 crores, is exceeding the aggregate paid up share capital free and securities premium, that is rupees 20. Hence, the board of construction limited can make such additional borrowing of only after the approval of members by a special resolution. Advancing loan and being a guarantor of as per section 185 subsection 2, a company may advance any loans, including any loan represented by book debts, or give any guarantee to provide any security in connection with any loans to any person in whom any of the directors of the company is interested. Any person, okay, conditions to be fulfilled, special resolution should be passed by in a general meeting. The explanatory statement annexed to the notice or shall disclose the full particulars, the purpose, and any other. The loan should be utilized for the principal business activities. Now, in given case, ABC Limited is a subsidiary of Queen Construction. So, assuming that the board of ABC Limited is accustomed to act in accordance with the directions of Board of Constructions, it would get covered in the expression any person in whom any of the. Thus, by complying with the conditions mentioned above, it is possible for Queen to grant a loan of rupees 25 lakhs to ABC Limited and stand as guarantor for ABC Limited for a repayment of rupees 10 lakhs to be sanctioned by bank. However, if members of Queen Construction don't approve the said loan or guarantee transactions by means of a special resolution, then it will not be possible for Queen Constructions to grant any loan to ABC Limited, but still it shall be possible for Queen Constructions Limited, being a holding company, to stand as a guarantor for ABC Limited, being in a subsidiary, for repayment of loan of rupees 10 lakhs to be sanctioned by a bank in accordance with the below mentioned relaxation given in section 185 as per section 185 subsection 3. Company can give guarantee or provide security where such guarantee is given or security is provided by a holding company in respect of any loan made by any bank or financial institution to its subsidiary company, or such loan shall be utilized and such loan shall be used for principal business activity. કરી શકે SR પાસ કર્યો હોય તો ચાલો practical question 60. Following information is given. Okay. The directors of the company want to make further investments stated by taking a decision in the meeting of board loan to KMC Limited. Okay. Equity in wholly owned subsidiary. KMC equity shares representing 90% of share capital of MTC Limited. Debentures preference shares capital account. Okay. Loan to KMC Limited 25 lakhs. Loan to purchase of further debentures in SKT Limited. Purchase of shares from the open market in Glaxo Limited. With whether the directors can do so. Glaxo Limited માં તો કઈ વાંધો નહીં આવશે ને. Okay. Section 166 is where a company gives loan or guarantee. Okay, there are many conditions. So paid up share capital of ASK Limited is 49 lakh 50,000 plus 15 lakh is equal to 64 lakh 50,000. Paid up share capital જોઈશે ને આપણને equity shares capital 49 lakh 50,000 plus 15 lakh 64 lakh 50,000. Share application not included in paid up share capital. Free reserves plus securities premium. Free reserves plus securities premium. Securities premium આમાં આવી જશે general reserve આવી જશે P&L આવી જશે. So free reserves 15 lakh 40 lakh 22 lakh plus dividend equalization fund આવી જશે 6 lakh. So 83 lakhs નું આપણો પાસે paid up share capital reserves and securities premium આવી ગઈ. 60% of paid up share capital free reserve and securities premium તો આ બંનેનું ટોટલ કરીને આવશે 88,50,000. 100% of free reserves 83 lakh. Whichever is higher, so higher is 88,50,000. The agreement aggregate of loans or investments already made. Equity instruments અત્યાર સુધીમાં કેટલું પતી ગયેલું છે? 12,50, 4,50, 12 લાખ, 5 લાખ, બસ 8 લાખ નહીં આવશે. Capital account balance in partnership firm નહીં આવશે. Not an intercorporate investment and hence not called under section 186. 12 લાખ 50,000, 4 લાખ 50,000, 12 લાખ 5 લાખ. અને intercorporate deposits, loans and advances LSGI આપી દીધું છે. લોન્સ કોઈ નહીં પણ હશે. લોન્સ એન્ડ એડવાન્સીસ બંનેમાં જાય એટલે 25 લાખ અહીંયા આવી ગયું. 25 લાખ 59 લાખ માઇનસ 88,50,000 એટલું અપાશે. હવે ધ એગ્રીમેન્ટ ટુ બી મેડ અત્યારે હવે આપણે કોને કોને આપવાના છે? લોન ટુ કેએમસી લિમિટેડ 25 લાખ એ પેલું થઈ જશે. નો નીડ ઓફ સ્પેશિયલ રિઝોલ્યુશન લેટર. લોન ગેરંટી ઓર સિક્યોર ઇઝ ડન બાય હોલ્ડિંગ કંપની વિચ હોલ્ડિંગ ઓન સબસિડરી. એટલે અહીંયા એસઆર ની જોઈશે. લોન ટુ એમએસ એમટીસી લિમિટેડ 15 લાખ ચાલશે. પરચેઝ ઓફ ફર્ધર ડિબેન્ચર્સ 8 લાખ આવી જશે. 15 લાખ આવી જશે. 38 lakh. Therefore, the aggregate of loans or investments proposed to be made together with the ones already made is 97 lakh 59 plus 38. આ 59 પહેલા હતું, 38 એડ કરવાના છે તો એ કેટલું થઈ છે? and it exceeds the limit of rupees 88,50,000. Thus, a special resolution has to be passed mandatorily for entering into the proposed transaction. Thus, the directors of the company cannot make the proposed investments by taking a decision only in the meeting of board of directors. They may seek a approval of shareholders for the same by means of special resolution. This was a nice question. One more question. This may be 8 marks question. And thank you.